It's time for the press review. We either do that using the newspapers, or we go online and review what is there for you, because we know sometimes you might have missed out something, or probably you could be a little bit busy actually, and this is why we're here. With me is the New Vision, and Jorampo Sonko has got the Daily Monitor. We're going to review what is there for you and definitely what you can pick. But don't forget, you can as well do comment on our social media platforms anywhere you want to comment, because we are everywhere on the social media. Tell us what you think about these particular stories. Firstly, with the New Vision, I'm going to take you through how shilling 64.497 billion has been allocated to facilitate Operation Shuja. And this is your operation. Do you remember Operation Shuja? So Joram here likes Operation Shuja a lot. And now let us speak on how MPs have actually okayed with the 600 billion for Martyrs Day Congo Karamoja operations. This is actually on page 5 in the New Vision. You can get it there. And let us get some details there. Explaining the supplementary budget request was presented to Parliament on Wednesday by General Duties State Minister Henry Musa Sizi there, who had approved, which was approved by which was actually approved in the same time. And when you look at that, according to the Finance Minister, during the execution of the budget last quarter for 2021-2022, their financial year, ministry continued to receive expenditure pressure, which were worrying at the same time, warranted to supplementaries. And as we head for the Uganda Martyrs Day celebration, Minister also told MPs that shillings 2.5 billion had been allocated to facilitate Uganda Muslim Supreme Council election, and then shillings 1 billion for Fort Portal Catholic Diocese there, which are going to spearhead, with the Ankole Diocese also getting a 600 million for Martyrs Day celebration. The money has been allocated to the diocese through Ministry of Gender there, and also the money has been, government has also allocated 183 million to Naguru Hospital to facilitate procurement, maintenance of the diagnosis equipment, and meet various administration costs. Away from that, Uganda's High Commission in Cairo, we're speaking about outside Uganda now, has got shillings 396 million to facilitate the procurement of the 2 vehicles for the head and deputy envoy. Away from there, on the salary and then wage shortfalls, the government has allocated shillings 251.7 billion under various central and local government votes around shillings, again 21 billion shillings to cater for land compensation and payment. So I tried to bring everything together, and this is totaling up to 64.497 billion that has been allocated to allocated to facilitate the operations there. And that as well goes within Cairo, it goes to Karamoja operations, like I said earlier, and the Uganda Martyrs Day celebrations, like I was able to break it down. Jorampo, what do you have there?
Well, and here with the Daily Monitor, there's something from the business angle, where Kenya agrees to Uganda's fuel demands. And the highlight in here reveals that Uganda has been facing rapid increase in fuel prices, which according to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics had by April increased by 30.3%, and Uganda wants Kenya to increase in supply quotas. Then the Energy State Minister, Sindronas Okasai from Kenya, according to the Daily Monitor here, said that Kenya agreed to demands of Uganda and had met the demands that Uganda had made last month, that's in April, among which include increase in imported petroleum quotas, ensuring security fuel products destined for Uganda. So, and when you look at a key highlight here, in between the lines, in April, Uganda asked Kenya to increase fixed allocation of 110,660 cubic meters of petrol, and 110,400 cubic meters of diesel to deal fresh demand amid rising palm prices. The fuel prices, according to data from Uganda Bureau of Statistics. So that is what the Daily Monitor here is highlighting in regards to the Kenya and Uganda agreeing on the details of the fuel demands.
Away from there, did you know actually that now government is rolling out to reintroduce speed governance? Let us look at what is coming through with this particular report, courtesy of the New Vision, where a speed governor or limiter is a device that is used to measure and regulate speed of a machine, such as an engine. And when you look at what was coming through, the Minister for Works and Transport, Ministry of Works and Transport, as well as the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, are the final stages of developing the standard of the digital speed limits. This is coming after a lot of accidents have been registered around the country, killing and claiming so many lives of Ugandans. And despite several road safety campaigns in 2021 police annual crime report, a lot of people were dying on spot, which is one as well of the reasons, like I said earlier. And in 2004, the Works Ministry issued a sanctuary instrument on mandatory installation of the speed governor on buses and trucks. But this has not been intensively and effectively used by many road users. We're speaking about those taking on bus driving and also trucks. And now it's coming out to say it has to regulate on to reintroducing speed governors. Maybe we can reclaim the lives that actually are yet to see another death toll on the roads. And I can say by the souls of all those people, Joram, who have been claimed through road accidents, rest in peace, that what comes with the reintroduction of speed governors, is there a cost attached onto this? Because when you look at most of the device, government introduces a programming that government actually, the government of Uganda comes out to say, we're introducing devices. The other time, they wanted to, it's still on, pending, that is tracking device. So sometimes, when do you meet the cost? When does a Ugandan meet the cost? Because
the reason as why it's still pending is because there are a lot of questions that the MPs are still trying to figure out. Not only that, the public is still concerned on why would it be mandatory and all that, because it is privacy related in a way. So that is one of the reasons as to why it is one that is still pending and still as a scent of discussion, probably from the August House. But then here,
as that pens now, let us hope the reintroduction of speed governance is bringing on good. We understand, yes, it brings good, but what extent does, a citizen Ganyaram, is it called Kuganyaram? Because if you tag costs,
the citizen benefit.
Yes, if you tag costs that are at some point might not be met. However, when you look at the bus and trucks, maybe they can afford, because these are, institutions, but this is going to narrow down to even the private, private user or private vehicles or, motorists. But again, this, let me hope, is just going to mitigate. But there is a gap that is missing. I feel like we should as well add a bit of sensitization, more so for the masses.
And well, with the Daily Monitor still has highlighted something to do with the shilling losing against the dollar for the first time in over 2 years, as the shilling has between April 2022 to that, according to the Daily Monitor, depreciated against the dollar by 3%. That is according to the Bank of Uganda. And this is the first time in 2 years that the shilling is losing ground against the US dollar. And these are revealed by the Daily Monitor in today's edition. So looking at also these money markets were liquid on Wednesday with overnight yields at average of 6.74%. The Bank of Uganda also held a 400 billion shilling 2-year and 10 billion, that is a 10-year treasury bond auction, and yields cleared at average of 9.9%. So also the Daily Monitor here has highlighted something to do with the Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo trade, which is expected to grow by 15%, as the Minister of Trade has projected that the total trade between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo is expected to grow by 15% annually for the next 5 years. So the growth, according to the Trade Ministry, will be realized following admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African Community bloc. So that is with the Daily Monitor here.
Okay, and in the new vision as well, you realize that the oil pipeline project is on course, and this is according to the EACOP officials. We're speaking about the East African crude oil pipeline. Maybe what you need to know, it's about 1,443 kilometer pipeline that will be transporting Uganda's crude oil from Hoima in Uganda up to that is the peninsula near the Tanga. And when you look at Tanga in Tanzania, it's about 296 kilometers of the pipeline, which will be as well hosted in Uganda, and remaining around the 147 kilometer in Tanzania. But what does EACOP officials say again on this one? It is as well noted that within 2 months, the company will also be announcing contractors who will be undertaking the construction works of $3.55 billion US dollar, which is going to still see the pipeline move the operations. And this is all highlighted by Jacob Bosco, who is the Deputy Managing Director of EACOP, highlighting on how opportunities still are numerous for different contractors to surely undertake. Maybe as I conclude on the new vision, and then Jerome comes in, the government has promoted 1,400 teachers here, and this is coming out to highlight still on how these actually should come out to see the end the strike, more so the science teachers that are on strike. But still you will find in the new vision how Minister there, Ramirama is calling for more on accountability. Celebrity here, let me try to find something for you that actually you can take on, since it's a Friday. You will be finding will the Shibas of the world ever get justice? You know the story behind this. I wouldn't want to go there, but you will find whether she will get justice in the new vision there, and the Shibaholics there. And I can say I have closed the new vision. Let Jerome Paul take us through what the Daily Monitor is as we wrap up the press review.
Okay, and wrapping up the press review here with the Daily Monitor, they're talking something about the real estate sector, as trust is very key in real estate business, as according to the Daily Monitor today, looking at how you need to build your trust in either the broker